Thanks again for tuning back in again. We are picking up here where we left off in episode 3 now. So we're about to finish this turn. We've got some units building, but we need to... see, we've got a lot of money left. So we've got our tree, and once we upgrade that tree to the next rank, which for some reason we can't get, we'll be able to get Vargeis. And these things are really powerful. We already have some of them, and to be quite honest, I prefer them to the direwolves simply because of their power. They're just devastating when they land. They just cause ruin everywhere. And so this building, once it finishes upgrading, we can probably get a crypt for the ability to get crypt ghouls, and then later on crypt horrors. So let's go ahead and end our turn. Ooh, we can issue a commandment, that's right. So now that we took over Waldenhof, we can go to the very bottom left-hand corner here, and we can pick a commandment. And this will affect everything inside this area of influence of control by these three towns. Two towns and a castle, I should say. So we can either get a +4 to public order, we can get +20 to growth and +1 to vampiric corruption to help our city grow faster and give us more population points. We can get +5% to tax rate to increase the amount of money that we make, or we can get +1 to all unit experience for all recruits, so they'll start out at veteran rank 1 automatically, and we'll be able to recruit one more of each type of unit. So I think we're going to go with that. Evocation of Nagash. And that's going to turn this beginning province that we have into basically just a place of horrors where we can recruit our large, powerful units. And by doing that, we can then kind of focus how we spend our points and how we kind of spread our influence through the world. I usually would try to take all of the vampire lands over, but to be quite honest, I feel like maybe they could help. Maybe even if they're just a buffer between the enemies, if I just never have to worry about the western flank of my civilization because I have 2 vampire civilizations there fighting. I mean, worst case scenario, if they get wiped out by another faction, I can just take those settlements for myself. So I think that's going to be my strategy. I don't want to really engage the dwarves right now. I mean, we're neutral, so we're going to hate each other. But if I can keep it to where we're not openly engaged in war, then I don't have to worry about them, and I can focus on taking more empire cities and start to build my empire in that way. Because of that, I'm going to need a hero to stay back here at the home base and defend it from invaders. So I'm going to recruit a lord down here at the very bottom at our main castle, Drakenhof. And I've got some different choices here. Let's see. Do I want a spellcaster? You know, I think I do want a spellcaster because he's going to be a defensive hero. This hero is going to be for increasing our income, increasing our effectiveness. He's just going to be kind of sitting around in our main area protecting it. A lot of the force that he's going to have to fight and protect and defend things is going to come from the actual garrison within the place he's stationed, not from his large army. And that way we can keep his upkeep costs per turn down and still allow him to get experience and become more effective. So I'm going to go ahead and get this one. Because he's a dark acolyte, he actually has a reduction on the invocation of Nehek, which is the healing spell that brings them back to life, the skeletons and zombies. So I'm going to recruit him and use him as like a centerpiece of the army. Now, Eshin is being upgraded to rank 2, so we'll have a better garrison, but I don't want him to get killed in the meantime, so I'm going to post him inside Templehof. He's going to be able to recruit some units. Now, since he's going to be inside of a castle, he's going to need some defensive things, but on the other hand, I don't want anything with high upkeep. So the top number is the number, the cost to buy it, and the bottom number is the upkeep, or how much it costs every turn to use. So the top one comes out of your bank and the bottom one comes out of your paycheck, your income. So I don't want him to have a huge force just sitting there doing absolutely nothing, but on the other hand, if he gets attacked and there's no one there protecting him, that's kind of pointless too. So Castle Drakenhof has already got a garrison of grave guards, crypt ghouls, crypt horrors, direwolf. Okay, so Castle Drakenhof's not getting taken. Both Eschen and Waldenhof, on the other hand, have small garrisons of 4 to 5.
Darkness
So, if I was to get 3 direwolves, it would take me 2 turns, because the first turn is going to go to this army up here, and the second turn is going to go to this army here, because they're in the same province. I'm going to be able to, in 2 turns, have him have a small force that he can carry with him to this town of Eschen. That way he's placed in the center and he can kind of defend and protect it. With that, I'm going to go ahead and end my turn and move on to turn 4.
But do not assume that as we share a bloodline, thou shalt not be shackled to mine will.
Ooh, a peace treaty, and they even threw in $200. That does kind of fit in with what I was trying to do anyway. So, let's do it. So we finished the Blasphemous Bestiary, and now we're working on Corruption of the Forests, which will make our Fellbats and Direwolves cheaper, and make them cheaper to buy as well. Alright, so we're at 20 out of 20 on our army, so we're ready to go ahead and assault that mission. But before we do that, I want to go ahead and see if we need to build anything. So you can see here on the left hand side, on the far left at the bottom, next to the portrait of this hero, he actually gained some experience last turn. So simply by being alive and in a town, he's gaining experience, and so he will eventually get points that can be spent to improve the effectiveness, and he can become almost like a military governor, just staying within friendly territory with a small garrison, protecting it, maintaining order, and increasing the effectiveness of all the buildings and things like that. So he's going to be pretty good later on, I hope. So we still got some buildings that are building for another turn or so. Here at Eschen, we are still waiting, so nothing to build. And we finished our research, so now we're going to go ahead and attack and do this Battle of Helfen.
Unstoppable!
So it's going to be us versus Hans, who's a level 5 hero. We're level 4, and he's got some pretty nice units. So he's from the Empire. We're going to be fighting on Waldenhof, and it's grassland. My banner here, Strider, is the effect for this unit. Speed and combat penalties by terrain are ignored by this unit. So I'm going to go ahead and give that to my Blood Knights, because they're fast-moving cavalry. They're just basically going to tear stuff apart. So the biggest challenges for the upcoming fight, besides terrain, because I haven't seen it yet, are definitely the enemy Reichsguard. The enemy Reichsguard are probably almost equivalent to, or are equivalent to, our Blood Knights. So they're going to be a very powerful force. They also have crossbowmen and handgunners. Crossbowmen will wreak havoc on our zombies, and handgunners can shoot right through the armor of our hero and our Blood Knights. So their armor penetrating shots are going to be devastating. They also have halberdiers and spearmen, both of which are really good at killing our large units. So the good news is those gunners they have, they're not going to do so well when they get attacked by direwolves. So let's see what happens. It says it's an even fight. I think it's going to be pretty close. If I can take out those gunners and I can take out their right, then should be a good play. Alright. So in this battle, it looks like it's an ambush battle, so we can actually deploy anywhere. So this is going to be interesting. So I'm going to first make some groups. Group 1 is hero. Group 2 will be zombies. Group 3 will be skeletons. Group 4 will be the spearmen. Group 5 will be the wolves. Group 6 will be flyers. Group 0 will be the mounted cavalry. Alright, so because they have the Strider banner and they're unaffected by terrain, we can put our Doom or our Blood Knights in the middle of a pond and it won't affect them in any way at all. They will simply just walk through the water because that's what they'll be able to do, so that's awesome. So, locate the enemy's strongest unit. So Reiksguard, I'm going to have my Blood Knights immediately attack his Reiksguard. I'm also going to have my flying units immediately attack his Reiksguard and basically prevent them from getting a type of charge bonus. I'm just going to engage them and make them fight me up close. I'm going to have, since his crossbowmen and handgunners are in the center of his army, which makes sense, I mean it's the most protective place, I'm going to put a huge force of wolves right behind them that are going to be doing nothing more than charging into those. I'm going to put zombies on one side in the center, and I'm going to put skeletons on the other side in the center. And then I'm going to put spearmen with the skeletons and have them engage. Actually, I'm going to have the spearmen engage the Reiksguard. So as soon as the battle starts, I'm going to have my hero fight their hero. I'm going to have my Doom Knights, my Blood Knights. I'm going to have my Blood Knights and the Flyers attack their Knights. I'm going to have the Skeletons attack their army. I'm going to have the Zombies attack their army. And I'm going to have my dogs engage their ranged attack. Alright, so the enemy is turning to face. So let's see, I've got my dogs coming in. I'm going to actually call them back until things happen. So the bats have charged in and have engaged the cavalry. Now these are landing. Now the Blood Knights are coming in. Zombies are going in, skeletons are going in. I'm going to use the healing spell on the Blood Knights just to be sure. And then I'm going to lower the effectiveness of the enemy hero. Alright, now that those are engaged, I'm going to use my Knights to break away and hit the enemy from the side. And now that the enemy has exposed his handgunners and his archers, the wolves are coming in to feast. And here you can see the enemy is trying to run, but good luck. I mean, those things are so fast, and you guys are running up and over hills surrounded by water. And so, yep, they are beginning to flee. And now the enemy has no ranged attack because they're being just ripped to pieces. Oh, it's pretty much over now. So now I'm going to have all my forces converge on his hero. Except for the dogs, they're just going to keep attacking their archers. And my flyers are just going to keep hunting down their cavalry. As you can see, they're off in the distance there. Here we go. Way off here. And they're just basically hounding them to death. The bats are just as fast as the knights, if not faster. And they can't do anything. And then the Vargheists obviously are brutal. Gonna use my healing spell on one of the units of skeletons, I guess. You can still see the dogs just relentlessly just chasing down. I'm gonna actually have a second unit switch over to the handgunners, help them out. Just brutalizing the archers. So the enemy still has a pretty good force here fighting. Like their halberdiers over here are broken, but there's still 62 of them. Enemy still has a small group force here, so I'm gonna have all my army consolidate on them. And honestly, I have no regrets about having my knights chase or those flying units chase them. That Strider flag that allows them to just run through the water like it's nothing is insane. Because now they can just brutally just cut down these swordsmen, because look at how slow they are as soon as they enter the water. And they're being hit from behind by top tier Blood Knight cavalry that are now veteran rank 3. See what happens to these poor spearmen. Usually I wouldn't care, but you know what? Spearmen have a really effective job at destroying cavalry until they turn the spear the opposite way and run. And then this is what happens. So it said that it was an even match, but then again, he only had, what, a little over a third of the and still managed to pull 300 kills. So good for him. Our Blood Knight's got 131 kills. It's kind of pretty. The problem with this type of army we have right now is fighting castles. We're pretty much guaranteed to have to siege. Alright, so we leveled up and we've got some new options here. We don't really need the money too much, and all the losses that we suffered were just zombies, so who cares? I'm gonna go with the leadership bonus again for 5 turns. Because we're not even at turn 5 now, so we probably still have the original bonus. So we finished the quest for the Battle of Helfen, and so we got the Gold Sigil Sword, and we recruited a hero, a Necromancer. The Necromancer can be either moved around the world as a hero, like a lesser lord, or can be added into an army and carried around. Now, he gets some pretty decent spells later on. So I think that I probably want to keep him in my army. So we got some points here to spend, so now we have another great spell, the Cloud of Horror. This one increases his speed all the time by 15%, so he, even without a mount, and increases the range that he can move on the campaign map by 10%. And since he is our faction leader, I think that is very effective, and we're going to get that as well. So, we are still building in most of our town.
King of Darkness.
I'm going to go ahead and consolidate my zombies into fewer groups. So I can buy skeletal spearmen now. And I have 3 units of direwolves, so I think that's good. He still needs one more turn to do that, so I'm going to give him that, and then, you know, since these are so low cost, I'm just going to fill his army with them. So in 3 turns, he could get a 13 out of 20 army. But it's so unnecessary, though. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the dogs. And just give him the zombie horde. That gives him a really decent force he can carry around, and I can, okay, that's good. Alright, with that, it's, oh, I still have movement. So do I want to declare war? See, I don't want to engage the dwarves or the orcs because I can't take over their settlement, so I can't engage, I can't like continue to spread my influence through them. So human lands it is. So I'm going to declare war on them, which means I'm most likely declaring war on the entire civilization of humans.
No mercy.
With a battle like this, where the force is so overwhelmingly in my favor, I'm just going to auto-resolve it. Okay, so it says we lost 151, that's not too bad. We're going to occupy this. So we just got a new follower, but it has a better effect for this other hero. So we're going to select him, and we're going to go to details. And down here for followers and banners, if we go to it, we've got the income from vampire crypts and vampire keeps 8% increased in the local region. That is much better for him and what he's doing. So we're going to keep that with him. Our hero has leveled up again, so we have another point to spend. So let's see, Aura of Dark Majesty increases the effectiveness size of his aura, and he's got that leadership, so that's good. Creatures of the Night increases the melee attack for direwolves and bats. Increases the melee attack for zombie skeletons and crypt ghouls. Increases the leadership. So all of these are basically going to increase the damage of his army. You know, and I like how that is, but I also want him to be effective himself. Because if he's in the midst of it and he's got an aura, he's pretty tough already. I gotta give it to him. So I'm just gonna go ahead and increase that aura size. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and increase the aura size for him. And then that's gonna be a +5 bonus, so.
Lord of the dead.
So let's see, Essen here, there's only one other place that Essen has got, and that's Beshefen. That's pretty far away, to be honest.
The von Garstein.
So maybe I want to travel in this direction here instead.
I am unstoppable. You dare.
You know, now that I think about it, I don't want him to have an army at all. I'm going to instead start a second army here. Let's see, a maimed arm, vampire lord, and this second army is literally just going to follow me around and be reinforcement. So he has the bonus to invocation of Nehek, so that's actually a decent combat ability.
You dare.
So instead I'm going to recruit this lord right here, Oswald Ricterlos, because his special ability is magnanimous. He gets 5% extra income, so he's going to get recruited. And he's gonna Volker van Karstein. He's gonna become my secondary army, and he's gonna move all the way up here by Waldenhof.
Soon I'll be all powerful. Everything dies.
Oswald Ricteros, on the other hand, he's gonna sit inside Drakenhof.
You dare.
And not only that, but he's going to get a follower, and that follower is going to increase his income even more. And this guy's going to be basically my moneymaker. And this guy is going to be my reinforcement guy, and he's going to cast spells and provide secondary forces for me to attack with. So with that, it's a good place for me to end. Alright, so I completed the objective of Sylvania Resurrected, and I looted, Occupy, Raze, sacked 2 different settlements. So I got 2,000 bonus magic, and then I got another 2,000 for bonus objectives, so I have big bonus, that's nice. So now I need to loot, Occupy, Raze, or sack 6 settlements, and I'll get $4,000 for that. So before we go anywhere, I would like to build. I would like to build, and I have lots of options. So if I upgrade the Tarnished Gold Shaft, it'll cost me 2,000, but I get 250 income. So in 8 turns, it'll pay for itself, and it takes 4 to build. So, I mean, it's not really the best investment right now. So interestingly enough, Waldenhof went back to a level 1 building. So I'm going to go ahead and use that 1 population point I spent, or had acquired, and I'm going to use that to go to the next level, so that I have an option of upgrading to get Vargeists, because I really need those for castle battles to fly over the walls. And I'm going to buy a Defiled Cairn here at Eschen. Because that's going to allow me to get Crypt Horrors. I'm also going to buy a Giblet for 100 income and +1 to public order, or a Tangled Vine Patch, or the Charnel Pit, which gives me +20 to growth. I'm gonna go to +20 for growth. So we got all kinds of stuff, and then I'm gonna increase my income because by the time it finishes, I'll need it. So. Alright, so first let's see, can I raise? Yep, so I raise a skeleton, and then I won't need him for another turn or so. Although Beschafin is really far. I could always put it under siege while I build. Okay, so what I'm going to do is make him normal stance. And I should be able to get all the way to here within my own territory. Well, let's see. If I want to build something, yeah, see, I can get all the way to there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Shuffle this way. King of Darkness.
Alright, so I can't actually build anything, but I can raise the dead. So I raise the dead there. And oh, I'm out of money. Okay, so I just gotta wait till next turn and I will have enough money. So I'm gonna go ahead and advance. And if I advance past my own area, I'm gonna start suffering attrition. Well, that's terrible. Okay, so I'm gonna go here. So Essen is at -19 for its public order. So I'm gonna actually turn its taxing off. That takes it to -15, and that's just because I captured it. So I'm gonna demolish this building here. Actually, no, I'm not, because that gives +3 to public order. Okay. So, wow, this place is just going crazy. Okay. So I'm going to end my turn. Alright, so let's see here. In my main settlement, nothing has finished, still between 1 and 2 turns, so that's okay.
Bring me flesh.
I get more money, so I can raise more army.
Devourer of light.
And I have no military buildings, so I can't actually do anything here. So this place may end up revolting, but the lack of corruption is what's causing it to go crazy. There's chaos corruption, but there's no real corruption here. Although there is 100% corruption in my buildings, it just hasn't started to spread yet, and it's still trending towards 0. So that's pretty interesting.
They will serve.
So I'm going to move to the edge of where I can now.
Bow before me. The
So there I
world
go.
will be mine.
I'm attacking. Geez, do they already have a hero there?
Darkness comes. Absolutely not.
Yeah, see, I think they already have a pretty strong force sitting in there.
The von Karstein.
So I'm going to move closer to him, although I'm going to suffer attrition. Just that way if he gets attacked, which he probably will, I can fall back. So we'll have to see how this plays out. I didn't think he had a full army in there, but okay. Okay, so he ran around me to attack, and look at how badly outnumbered I am. So I'm going to run away. And he had enough time to go back inside. So I got a mission now to defeat that guy in battle, and I have 6 turns to do it.
By Sigma, no.
But now I can see what his forces are, but that doesn't include what's already stationed within there. I don't think I'm ready to take an offensive role like that yet. I think I need to go in another direction because I'm just suffering losses after losses. So I'm going to go into a full-on runaway stance and just run back into my own lands. I'll do that with both heroes actually. I'm going to have him run all the way back to the actual town of Essen.
Everything dies.
So they're going to start healing again. He's going to start healing again.
Darkness comes.
So Essen here is going to kind of be just the way it is. So I'm just going to tax it and just let this thing go crazy because it doesn't even seem to be getting corruption. Trending towards 0. So yeah, and then with my guy I'm going to go in a different direction, I guess. I know that there's... Yeah, see, there's no real corruption here, so... I don't know, I need to start spreading it somehow.
Soon I'll be all powerful.
So I think... Still got to wait to hire people, so I'm gonna go ahead and... You know, I have 6 turns to beat that guy, and I think I can engage him with both in 2. So 1 turn of attrition and then 1 turn to engage.
King of
Oh, I still need to upgrade my buildings though to be able to get to like the Vargeist and things. So I'm definitely gonna do that upgrade, and then let's see what else do I have. Okay, now, so I want to make him the army of strength. So I'm gonna have this guy come out and trade with me. I'm gonna give him all my zombies. And And that'll knock me down to 14. And you can have my bats. I don't want the bats.
Necropolis awaits. Darkness.
Alright, now he can go back to Essen.
Bats and wood.
And now I have the ability to build something. So I want something that builds chaos corruption. Public order and income. That's so crazy. You have to be rank 2 to get the chaos corruption one, and it's $2,000. And I need 1 point, so 6 turns before I can do that. So I need something with growth on it. Growth plus 20. The charnel pits. And Essen is one of the closest places to where I am. So I'm going to Walden off here, and I'm going to put this army's power through the roof.
Unstoppable. You dare.
I'm going to have to upgrade it to rank 2 to get anything anyway. So give me the growth thing. Yeah, I mean, this place is going to go crazy, though. I mean, what can I do? It's got no chaos corruption, like 0. Not even trying. So I guess I'll just sit there. I'm not going to build anything.
What?
Oh, I ran here in my super fast stance, so...
You dare.
I'm going to combine this necromancer with my army.
The world will drown in blood.
So that brings me to rank 14. Guess that means I gotta end my turn.
The sheep come to debate with the shepherd. Very well. Deliver thy message.
Oh, thanks. So they just wanted to tell me that they want to kill me. Okay. Well, now I know where they are. They showed me on the campaign where they were by telling me where they were and that they were declaring war. So I know that if I head in this direction, I'm going to find people that want to get taken. But I really want to go this way, because I know these mountains are the edge of the orcs and the dwarves. So if I do a non-aggression with the orcs and let them just go after the dwarves, and I just start swinging around and taking all these human lands, that seems to be the most effective. So I'm just going to stay out of the mountains for right now. So I'm going to switch to my hero. Main hero, I should say. Put him in normal stance and look at recruitment options. So now I have crypt ghouls, which are damage dealers with poison that are weak against armor, but the enemy has very few armor units now, so... And I still can't build Vargeist, so let's build 3 of those. And to be quite honest, I don't really need the dogs either, although they are nice. I'm just going to go straight to Vargeists. So I'm going to go 4 units of those, and they're just going to be brutal. The hope, at least. Alright, you go to Eschen. You're gonna be my reinforcement army, so take some zombies. You're gonna get dogs. I mean, the bats are really inexpensive, and I can fly them over the walls. Alright, everything that I can build is being built, it looks like. This town... Oh, what am I doing? So I'm building... Darn it! Alright, well, I don't think I can send these 3 units off by themselves. Nope. Okay. Well, anyway, so I'm gonna have to give those zombies away. So, anyway, seems like a good place for us to finish, and thanks again for watching another episode. Hope to catch you on the next one. Bye.